Hey, everybody out there in YouTube land. Jake of the OneManBand is back again. And, New York Comic-Con has come and gone by this point. And with it, a lot of RWBY news was kind of thrown out to people. And especially to those who attended New York Comic-Con. Got a little bit more than us people who are just sitting at home. So, with this new information have been come out, I'm just gonna kind of sit here and discuss it and what I kind of think about everything. Now this video is gonna be a little bit more unorthodox than what I normally do, just because my video schedule is so hectic right now. I just kind of want to just sit down in front of a camera, discuss what I need to discuss, and then get back to working on some other videos that I need to work on. So, with the help of my girlfriend, who compiled a list of things that were shown and talked about during New York Comic-Con, I kind of have some things that I want to talk about and that I want to discuss. So big thanks to my girlfriend Erin. You're lovely, babe. I love you so much. You're amazing. And everybody in the comments needs to say thank you to Erin, because without her, I wouldn't be making this video. So, so during the Twitch live stream of the panel, there were some things that were like cut out and weren't shown to the general public, and that was the Volume 4 opening and song, once again done by Jeff Williams and Casey Lee Williams, and also the first few minutes, or at least one fighting scene of the first episode of Volume 4. So that stuff was shown exclusively to the New York Comic-Con people. And as of me making this video right now, there was no bootleg or fan recording of that on the internet. And I am so glad that there isn't. I know so many people were like, oh man, I sure do hope somebody filmed it and put it on the internet so we can see it. And I'm just like, no. That shouldn't happen. Those people paid good money, took time out of their schedule, went to the convention, and did all that stuff. And for that, they deserve to see something new. I mean, we're gonna be seeing it in what, 2 weeks? So it's not like we're going to die if we don't see it as soon as everyone else. So I'm glad that there isn't any bootleg of that stuff up on the internet at this point. If there is, don't you put it in the comments down below. Don't put a link down in the comments, because I will be very disappointed in you if you do. And I know that you don't need my respect or anything like that, but I just think that getting exclusive look at things like that should be meant for the people that are there. And to everyone else, we still get a little bit, but we don't get all the stuff that they got. But we're all going to get it eventually on the 22nd, so it doesn't matter. And, so, also, it was said that Volume 4, at least the first episode, is gonna be, like, close to 20 minutes long, or something like that. So, at least the first episode is gonna be long. And as of all the volumes to this point, the first episode has always been longer than some of the next ones, because like we're once again coming back into the world. We have to get caught up with what's going on, and we just kind of it needs to explain a lot in that first episode. So the first episode being long is probably always going to happen. Does that mean that episode 2, episode 3, episode 4 is going to be following suit with being almost 20 minutes long? Probably not. If they are, then, you know, all the more fun to us. We get to see a longer volume, and we get to see more. But don't expect them to be keeping every single episode this length of time, because sometimes an episode needs to be shorter because they're trying to just show you one thing, and sometimes it needs to be longer for them to show you multiple things. And I also heard that Volume 4 is gonna be around the same length of Volume 3, so that means about 12 chapters, each running at least 10 minutes long. So it's gonna be a long chapter, and it's gonna be a lot of stuff to take in, condense, theorize about. It's gonna be awesome. I'm more pumped for Volume 4 than ever, and I'm just super excited for all the stuff that's going on. And also, one of the big things that I heard was there's once again gonna be more World of Remnant videos, which I always loved, and but it's not gonna be Salem, and it's not gonna be Ozpin who's going to be telling them. It's going to be Crow. Crow is going to be narrating these World of Remnant videos, which kind of makes sense because he's kind of taken over Ozpin's place, kinda, at least for the time being. So, Crow may not have an actual role in the volume. I think he may, like, take a step back, or maybe just be in there a little bit, but he is definitely going to be in the World of Remnant videos, so we'll be able to hear his magnificent voice there. And I just can't wait to know what the World of Remnant videos are going to be about, because we don't know. And hopefully, like, maybe we get one on the Faunus, maybe we get one on maybe like Mistral, or was it Haven? One of those places. So many ideas, thoughts, things going through my head about RWBY at once. It's all kind of garbled at the moment. So, but really, besides them talking like at the panel about stuff, they also showed off some concept art. Some concept art of Ren and Nora. So I'm going to pull up Nora's concept art on my computer right here, just so I can discuss it with you guys. So, it's gonna be up on the screen for you guys to see, but of what we see of her outfit right here, I actually like her outfit, but it seems that they really didn't do much with her outfit, which is totally fine. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? So, Nora has always been this cute character who's just kind of been like, you know, that crazy, like, oh, I'm just so happy all the time, but when, you know, push comes to shoves, I'll freaking bash you with my hammer and break your legs. So I think it's very funny that this whole, like, way of dress that she has, it just reminds me of just like the 50s poodle skirts. Like, this concept art looks like she should be a cast member in Grease. That's what she looks like. She looks like she belongs in Grease, especially like with the skirt and that jacket. And if you notice the heart on her shirt on her chest, there's like a line through it now. So like, does that mean anything? Is it just part of her clothing? Was it like slashed by a Grimm? Well, we don't know. We don't know, but like, I like the skirt. I like her belt, how it's like around her midsection, right where her curves come into play, and I like her hair. I like her hairdo, cause it shows that, like, oh, her hair's grown a bit, but it isn't like overly crazy or anything. She's like kept it at pretty good length so that it doesn't go crazy. And it's like, I never saw Nora as being a girl to have long hair. She's just always going to have short hair no matter what. So pretty much, like, Nora's outfit is fine, although it looks like they didn't really add or take away that much to it. When Ren's, on the other hand, Ren's outfit is like, it might just be extremely different because it no longer, like, he doesn't have sleeves. And that was like a big thing for Ren, because like that's where his weapons came out of back in Volume 1, is that his pistols came out of his sleeves. And I know I saw this on Team Theory like a few days ago, but it was like, well, if he doesn't have sleeves, where's he keeping his weapons now? And it's like, well, he still has like a belt, and it's like he has like the red like string things hanging down. They can be like maybe holsters of some kinds, and maybe he just like puts them on his back now. So it's not like he's gonna be ditching his weapons, because we saw that he had them at the end of Volume 3. Now, it looks like Ren has kind of like ditched the whole ponytail thing and just let his hair flow freely, and it's like long now. So obviously he didn't attend no barber during the 6 to 8 months between Volume 3 and Volume 4. And okay, like the big thing about his outfit now is that he doesn't have sleeves, but he has like gloves, but they don't come up to his shoulders. And it's like the display of his shoulders, it might just be just the shoulders and the way that his face is structured, but he definitely looks older. He looks older and just like more broad in the shoulders. Like back in the first 3 volumes, he looked just kind of like the slim, ninja that like he was kind of shown off to be. But now he actually looks like he's a broad, man, fighter guy. And so I don't know, like I'm no expert in costume design. I mean, like, I know that there are subtleties you put into costumes that help describe what the character's gone through and how the character's going to be, but really, just besides those few things, there isn't really much to talk about his outfit. His outfit's good, and it's like, that's the thing with like Ren and Nora's outfits. As much as they changed, I don't think that they really add any more to the character or take away anything more from the character. It's just another outfit. It's like everybody else was getting a costume change, so why not these guys? And that's totally fine, make other outfits for them. I'm totally fine with that. Like, spice it up a bit. Always, that way maybe someday we'll have like 14 different Rens at an RTX, each one of them a different stage in costume during the series. I mean, that's totally fine. But for the most part, it's like they haven't really changed anything all that much about these outfits in general. I mean, they are different, but they don't seem to display change in the character, is what I'm saying. Now, the big thing that people noticed at New York Comic Con was that there is no concept art for Jean. None of Jean's custom art was shown, and there's a reason behind that. They didn't want to show it, and I think it's because, like, in the Volume 4 banner, and I guess I'll just talk about the Volume 4 banner right now. So there's the new Volume 4 poster / banner was up there for sale, and it's just this beautiful banner, and it's really awesome. We get a good shot of Team Ranger near the bottom, and then at the top we have Blake, Weiss, and Yang. Now, it really concentrates on Blake's eye, and it shows just how feline it is. And what I get from that is that in the realms of Blake's story, it's going to be concentrating more on her as a faunus. I mean, the first 3 volumes, Blake was constantly trying to deny her faunushood. She didn't want people to know she was a faunus. She didn't want to draw attention to herself as a faunus. She wore a bow to hide herself being a faunus, and she didn't want to be associated with the White Fang at all. So, showing that her eye is more cat-like is showing that we're going to not only be going in deeper to her as a faunus, but also into her soul, because eyes are windows to the soul, and one day I'll be able to actually say that correctly the first time. So we're going to be experiencing Blake's soul through her faunus nature. That's kind of what I'm getting from that. Now, Weiss, she just looks like a princess in a tower who's kind of lost all hope, and that's kind of gonna be her story. You know, she's now trapped back at Atlas, the place that she didn't want to be, and you know, we're going to have to see how she's going to cope with being trapped again and how she's going to end up escaping. And then we see Yang, and she has a portfolio view. Is that correct? I don't know. Anyway, we have a side view of her, and it shows, you know, she's clenching her fist out in front of her, or she's at least looking at her one good hand that's left. Notice that the side of her that's shown is the side of her that still has her hand. It's her left side. So with this pose, she's showing determination, and that this is the side that she wants to be. The side that can still fight. Not the crippled and wounded side, but the side that's still strong, and the side that can still hold a weapon. So, Yang's, you know, work into the story is gonna be one that is, like, her going on a journey and, like, rediscovering herself as a fighter. Because that's what the banner is kind of showing, you know, her with that determined look on her face, just getting, you know, like, I still got one good hand, still got one good arm. I can still punch the crap out of one guy with this arm. So, am I going to do it? Heck yeah, I'm gonna do it. I think that's what Yang is going to be striving towards, and that's kind of like what I kind of got the feeling of during the character short that was aired about a week ago. Now now that we've discussed like the top part of the banner, let's discuss like the Team Ranger part of the banner. Now, we pretty much just see them, and they're kind of standing on a hill, and we get to see like, oh, their new outfits, they look so pretty and so amazing. Yeah, it's we see all their outfits, but somebody pointed out that with John, now if you don't look close enough, you may not see it, because he's standing really close to RWBY and her cape. So you may mistake this as a part of her cape. But if you check closely, John is wearing a red sash on his waist, like Pyrrha did. So it's like he's taken on that piece of Pyrrha and he's carrying it with him now. And I know that there's a few other parts of Ren and Nora's concept art and their new outfits that kind of have red stuff in it. Like Ren kind of has like these red like hanging, I don't freaking know what they are. I would call them overalls, but they're not overalls because they're like hanging down, and it's like they're not pockets. They're just like bits of fabric. I don't understand why they're there. But they're red, so it's like, what do we associate red with? With Team Juniper? Oh, we associate with Pyrrha, so maybe it was a part of Pyrrha at some point. But anyway, I think that whole red sash from on John is why they didn't want to show off any of his concept art, because like we'd instantly see that, we instantly would start drawing conclusions, drawing all that stuff, theory webs all over the place. So they're probably just going to save his concept art for a little bit longer, because we've obviously figured it out. Oh, it's a red sash. Oh, it was, you know, from Pyrrha and all that stuff. So you know, we figured that out. And Jean is definitely a character that I think is going to get a lot of character growth in this volume, because we just need character growth for the guy. I mean, if he's going to be now one of the main characters, now that RWBY is with Jean, Nora, and Ren, then he's going to have more character development. He got his good character development in Volume 1, and it's definitely time to get some more character development in him in Volume 4. So, we've talked about the new concept art, we've talked about the stuff that was discussed, we've talked about the banner. There is also one more thing. In an interview with Miles, somebody asked him if we were going to finally see a lesbian, gay, whatever character in RWBY in Volume 4. And he said, you know, they always like thought of what, but he pretty much said that in Volume 4 we're finally gonna get to see that. And so I was like, okay. I mean, it's their story, their universe, their world. So obviously there's bound to be someone who is like that, who has that sexual persuasion, and it's like, once he said that, everyone just went bonkers trying to thinking of who's going to be the gay lesbian person. Is it gonna be? It's like, I heard a lot of people like throwing ideas out there like, oh, it's gonna be RWBY, or it's gonna be Blake, it's gonna be Yang, it's gonna be Lyren, it's gonna be Jean. I actually heard a Jean there once, and I was like, why? We've obviously seen he's attracted to girls. And it's like, I don't know how you guys think or anything like that, but it's obvious that, well, it's not obvious. This is my personal opinion. I don't think that any of the main 7 right now are this gay lesbian character. And you guys can think differently, that's fine, but it's like, my reasoning for it is that pretty much all of them, at one point, has shown interest in the opposite sex of what they are. Like, Yang, Blake, Weiss have all shown interest in other males. While Jean has shown interest in Pyrrha, in Weiss. Nora is obviously, she likes Ren, but, but Ren is really the only one that we haven't actually seen anything with, but it's like, we ship that Ren-Nora ship so hard, and it's like, they already took Arcos from us. We shouldn't let them take Ren-Nora from us too, okay? And it's like, a lot of people think, well, what about RWBY? When it's like, RWBY isn't really looking for a boyfriend or a girlfriend or anything like that. She's on her own journey right now, and that journey is her trying to save the world, trying to discover herself. Like, Lindsay herself has stated that, she's on her own journey and she doesn't really have time for a boyfriend or a girlfriend or anything like that. So, I think at least at this point, RWBY is out in that scenario. But it's like, you can think differently, that's fine. My personal opinion is, and another thing that Miles said is that there were hints of it in previous volumes, but they didn't like hammer us over the head with, yo, this person's gay, this person's a lesbian. They didn't hammer it over the heads. It was just like something subtle. So I'm thinking it's either gonna be Scarlet from Team Sun, because a lot of people think he's gay, and maybe it's gonna be Coco and Velvet are a couple. I mean, I kind of always like assumed that ship was maybe going on, but there was never any like concrete evidence. But it's like, that's my opinion on that, and I think that's it. I think I covered everything that they covered at New York Comic Con. I may have missed something. I mean, there's always the chance that I missed something, but hey, like, it'll either be brought back up somewhere else, or it's gonna be answered once the volume finally comes out. So, with this video coming to an end, I want you guys to like and favorite if you've enjoyed. Subscribe, of course, if you feel inclined to. Be sure to check out some links in the description taking you to other videos that I've done, taking you to social media pages, taking me to my Patreon. If you want to support me that way, big thanks to all my Patreon supporters. You guys are awesome. Big thanks to my girlfriend Erin for putting together this list of things that were shown off at New York Comic Con, for putting it together for me. You're amazing, Erin. I love you so much, and thanks again for putting together this list. You really helped me out with this video. So, and with that, I want you to be a good person, tip your waitresses, keep moving forward. I'll see you guys next time I'm out there in YouTube land. I'll see you then. Yeah!